Am I the asshole for giving my soon-to-be ex-husband an ultimatum in regards to custody? Look, I know the title already sounds bad, but hear me out. A little background. Me, 32 female, and my husband, 32 male, are currently separated and currently work in different cities. He's in New York and I'm in Massachusetts. We have 2 kids together, an 8-year-old boy and 5-year-old girl. Some of my family has a mild to extreme allergy to cannabis. Both of my kids are allergic, but my son's is anaphylactic severe, medically tested. My husband and his new girlfriend are staying together because she lost her job and apartment. I am pregnant. It happened pre-separation and I found out after. So what happened is that my husband has a new girlfriend, 28-year-old female, and she's a long-time stoner. He has explained our kids' allergies to her and how she can't smoke when the kids are with him. After arguing, she decided that when the kids are with him, she'll stick to edibles, so it's less likely they'll breathe it in. The only thing is, she believes that we are making up their weed allergy. She's extremely convinced that I'm anti-weed and I'm trying to convince my kids that they are allergic so that they never try it. A couple of weeks back, the kids were at his house and he was at work, so his girlfriend was watching them. She decided to play nurse with my son and let out her edibles, letting him believe it was candy. You can assume what happened. My son is fine thanks to 911. I get a call from the hospital and get my ass on the first flight I can find. I get to the hospital and immediately blow up at my husband, who is very clearly upset. After the fight, I basically tell him that unless he breaks up with his girlfriend, I'm fighting for full custody. Some friends and family are telling me I'm the asshole for threatening to take our kids away from him when the incident wasn't his direct fault. Also, the girl is telling everyone that she didn't mean to leave the edibles out and it's not her fault that my son ate them. So, am I the asshole for fighting for full custody?
Is my brother the asshole for fighting our family friends? Right before the pandemic, my mom's side of the family all got together for a reunion. There were a lot of people there because my grandmother had 4 other siblings. One of these families were what I like to call redneck Republican. They are Bible thumpers who live in the middle of nowhere and who homeschool their children.
Yee.
My brother, Luke, and I were brought up in a Quaker household and we were taught not to judge people based on where they come from.
Oof.
Really bad job. You're already profiling them as redneck. My brother and I, as well as our younger cousins, were all out on this big dock that stretched into the lake we were on. 2 of the redneck cousins, we'll call them Sarah and Mitch, came out onto the dock. Mitch is older, around 17, and Sarah is only 10. Unprompted, the 10-year-old began to go on a rant about how transgender people were going to hell and how gay people sinned against God. My brother, who is both gay and trans, said nothing and listened to this while the rest of us tried to defend him and eventually, without saying anything, got up, threw the 10-year-old, and Sparta kicked her brother off the dock into the water.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
The water wasn't deep, and they knew how to swim. Later, their dad tried to get into a fight with my brother. I don't think he did anything wrong. She was a little young, but her brother, who was also supporting everything she said, was old enough to know better. And they shouldn't have come into the situation in the first place. Was my brother the asshole in this situation?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But also, it's okay to, like, be an asshole sometimes, right? Like, if a Nazi's walking down the street and you punch the Nazi, you're kind of a dick for punching someone, but, like, good on you know what I mean? Am I the asshole for not eating my boyfriend's soup?
That's not where I thought you were going with that sentence.
I didn't think so either.
My boyfriend made a beef stew/soup for dinner, and I said I'd have some too.
This is definitely a euphemism for asshole.
Yeah, made beef stew.
Who the fuck makes beef stew?
I just like
/soup. It's not stew and soup are separate things. I get the bowls and table ready as he's finishing up. He starts feeding his dog, who hasn't been super into her food lately. He tells me he's going to mix some of the beefy soup into her wet food so that hopefully she'll think it tastes better, and I say, okay.
Fair enough.
Bad sentence. Jesus. He uses the ladle from the pot to pour soup into the dog food and mixes around the soup and dog food with the ladle. Then puts the ladle back in the big pot.
No.
Oh my god.
Nope.
I didn't realize what he had done until I looked over, and it was too late. He basically mixed bits of dog food into the pot. I was like, dude, did you really just do that? And he didn't think he did anything wrong. I really did not want to eat the soup dog food mixture. I thought it was kind of gross, and so I just had a Hot Pocket instead.
Ew.
I don't think it was a big deal, but now my boyfriend is upset with me for overreacting and not trying his soup. It wasn't like we were making it special for a date night or something. He was just hungry, and I said I'd have a little bit too if he made food. We don't live together. Am I the asshole?
No, that's fucking gross.
Insane.
Am I the asshole for taking a mental health day from work? I told my mom I wasn't going in for a shift and was going to call in sick because I've had a lot of stuff happening recently and was trying to retain a little mental stability as I work around a bunch of drunk old men, which in itself is triggering for me. When I told my mom, she told me I was letting them down and that I needed to grow up and not call in sick at every chance I get, which is weird because I literally haven't done this before, but anyway. And when I told her it upset me, she just started yelling at me.
You're not the asshole.
Listen.
No. Come
Take
on.
every fucking sick day you get the chance to. We don't care. We stand sick days because they are mental health days because they are sick days, and the company will be fine.
If you died right now, they will literally replace you tomorrow.
You owe nothing.
They don't need you.
Your mom needs to stop licking the boot.
Cheese.
And that's that on that.
Am I the asshole for discussing, with my siblings' consent, safe sex and autonomy, but my parents are against it? My siblings don't feel they can ask our parents about it.
That does not make you the asshole. Oh my god. This country, I'm assuming you're from America, this country needs better sex education. For real. And if your siblings don't feel comfortable talking to your parents and your parents know that, then clearly your parents are doing something fucking wrong. Always preach safe sex.
Learning about safe sex is way more effective than not learning about sex at all.
Correct.
True.
Just ask Texas about it. Highest STI and STD rate.
All the other southern states, because they have abstinence-only sex education, so... Which doesn't work.
Yeah, what they said. My husband has been pooping in the bathtub.
Intentionally?
Like waffle stomping it?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm writing this. For a while, there's been a faint smell of poop when I go to the shower, yet no poop in the toilet. I always figured it must just be someone pooped earlier that day. It is us and 2 kids in this house, so... Well, yesterday, rushing to get ready for work, I opened the bathroom to see an actual turd sitting there on the edge of the tub. And him with his phone, taking pictures.
Caught brown-handed.
Ew, I don't like that.
So how else did he get it out of the toilet?
He exploded at me to get the fuck out. When we finally had a talk where he explained he just likes to look at them. And will poop sometimes outside the toilet to see them better. He also posted the picture he took here on Reddit for people to rate. I looked at his account and was horrified. Not only does he do this here, he's done it at his sister's house, at work, and in public bathrooms. He will post these locations like he is proud of it.
Like geotag?
Yeah.
Like at McDonald's, at Susie's place.
Bro, I'm upset.
He's apparently been doing this for over a year, probably longer. We have 2 kids. How can he knowingly take a shit on a place that they touch? He kept saying he's always cleaned it up, but obviously not enough if I was smelling it the whole time.
Correct.
Does he just not care? He cares a lot about his shit. That's the whole thing.
That's the thing, is he cares too much about it.
He told me he will do whatever the fuck he wants with his body and his private time, which I cannot accept.
You cannot my body, my choice shitting on a bathtub.
If he was the only one doing this in the toilet, weird, but whatever. The tub, public bathrooms, absolutely fucking not.
Mm-mm.
Now I am being accused of being controlling and a bitch. He is still giving me the silent treatment, except to criticize me. He left to sleep at a motel last night, checked his account with a bad feeling. Guess what? This very morning he was posting from the motel. He says this is completely normal. That's just a guy thing, and lots of guys have a dumb appreciation for their poops.
I mean, clearly, because there's a subreddit for it. But also, like, this is the one instance where I will say not all men.
Okay, do they all also extensively document on the internet, detailing when and where they took a shit? What his BM felt like? Going to really gross details describing the poop? I've never heard of this, so I don't buy it. I'm just at a loss to how to get through to him how incredibly disgusting this is. I don't even want to touch him now. We have had sex when he was basically playing with his shit earlier the same day. Please don't just tell me to divorce him over one thing, because our relationship is usually really good. He's a great father, and I know he loves our family. He's a very hard worker. I wasn't ever supposed to know about this. Now I can't unsee it. So that's just my problem to get over somehow.
Am I the asshole for refusing to loan my boyfriend $5,000? My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 3 months. We both love each other very much, and I see a future with him. He immigrated to my home country about 3 years ago, and he's on a student visa, meaning that he has to pay these exorbitant visa fees and full-fee student fees. His parents do not financially support him. I've always admired and respected his ambitions. He was recently talking to me about money problems, and basically asked if I could loan him $5,000. I'm extremely protective over my money, as I work and study 24/7 to maintain my savings. Furthermore, my dad is planning to soon retire from the workforce after a heart attack, so I like having my savings as security, knowing that I could financially support him if needed. My boyfriend knows that I have about $55,000 saved up, and he also knows that I don't pay too many living expenses besides fuel, groceries, and a phone bill. I told him that I wasn't comfortable loaning him money this early in the relationship. He then flipped the conversation on me, getting angry at me because I'm planning on getting a breast augmentation, which will cost me about $10,000 next year. He called me selfish for spending money on my body rather than him. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my wife's friend to eat a salad? My wife has a friend that she has had since high school. In high school, they were both around 105 pounds. However, since then, the friend has gained an excessive amount of weight and is closer to 200 to 215. My wife is very health conscious and always works out, so even though she's in her mid-30s, she still looks around 19 to 20 years old and is very toned and fit and only weighs around 120 pounds. Anytime her friend sees her, she makes comments about my wife being too skinny and needs to eat a burger. It bothers my wife and pisses me off when she does this. Well, we moved across the country years ago, so she only deals with it every couple years when she comes to visit. The last time she was here, she wasted no time busting out the burger comment. After we picked her up from the airport, we stopped for lunch. As soon as we sat down, she pointed to the burger section and told my wife she should order something from there. As soon as she said it, I pointed out that they have several salad options and she should really consider ordering one. Am I the asshole